All right, we rolling. What's up, fellas?
What's good?
Yo.
It's been a minute. Oh, don't get quiet now.
Yeah,
The mic came on and now everybody get quiet. It's on. What's up, audience? Thank you for tuning in with us. We appreciate it. Loving all the feedback and loving the fact that people are actually enjoying the ride. Mm-hmm. And we're still really bad at this. But our tradition is the same. Before we get started, grab a glass, raise a toast. Mm-hmm. Even if you're driving, get your water bottle up. And here we go. We all fall, but we say don't trip. We all been called, but all stall a bit. We all stand tall until that time we slip. Just admit, without the grace of God, I'm really bad at this.
Yes.
Welcome back, fellas. And guess now we have a fourth guest to the show now. Show us some love. Give us some effect. Yes.
Yes.
It's on. Thank you. Appreciate
Glad to
that.
be here. Glad to be here.
Appreciate that. Appreciate the love, everyone. Yes. You will now have sound effects with your foolishness. Man, what's been up, man?
You give a black man a toy, man.
That's it.
Cracking. Teach your son to do this on the cracking.
It's on.
It's on.
What's been up, James? What's been up?
Hey, man, life is good, man. Good stuff. Hey, why somebody try to rob us the other day?
What you mean?
Maybe not rob. That's not rob. Rob is violent. Somebody tried to steal one of our bikes out the driveway the other day, man.
How you catch them?
My daughter, my daughter's from Compton.
Okay.
She got up in the window like, I don't think you want to do that. She said it just like that. So it's a dude, he wrestling with the bikes. The bikes are locked to a gate.
Yeah.
But he don't care. He needs these bikes. So he's pulling on the bikes and he wakes my daughter up because she by the driveway.
Yeah.
Daughter gets in the window like, I don't think you want to do that.
Was it a fiend?
Had to be.
Yeah, he took off running like a fiend, so I'm assuming it's a fiend.
Fiend still bites. Fiend stole my bike.
Yeah.
At my spot. So
yeah, and this is the second time this happened. See, the last time this happened, they took my wife's bike. Well, I was hot.
Yes,
take
of course.
my stuff.
Yeah.
Take my stuff. Don't take my girl stuff, man. So they took my girl bike, one of them cool bikes that have like that old school vibe. And man, I was so mad the first time. So when it happened this time, I was like, bro, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, it was so bad. The first time they stole my wife's bike, we was driving down the street. We was near Bosco. Bosco's in Bellflower. We driving near Bosco. And we see this old Chinese dude riding on a bike that looked like my wife's bike.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm coming up. It's a driveway over here by Bosco. I'm finna do a police ambush in this driveway. I'm looking to see, like, if I pull up in this driveway, I can make this dude flip over my car. Like, I was in a rage, bro.
Vehicle manslaughter, man.
To get his bike, man.
And they like, I think that's him. I'm like, I think that's him. And my daughter and my wife was like, that's not her bike. Like, that's not her bike. Calm down. I was like, nah, I think that's him, dog. And they was like, that's not. They were like, that's not the bike.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
This is everybody get charged with a hate crime.
Straight up.
Hey, I didn't see too much TV. I was about to pull up right in front of the dude.
Man, it'd be the principle, man. You'd be like, yeah.
That's what people don't understand. It's the principle of the matter, bro. It'd be like, yeah, this bike might be $500-$600. It's the principle of the matter,
like
bro.
the fact that I feel violated,
bro. I can't sleep at night.
Hey,
when something like that happened to me, if I feel like I punked a bully,
I feel you.
I can't sleep at night, bro.
I'm telling you. They told me in the morning. They didn't wake me up. It happened like 2 a.m, whatever, 3 a.m. So they just, my daughter, she just went back to sleep. Like, yeah, you don't want to do that. It's all kinds of weapons and stuff in this house. You don't really want to play with us. So the dude ran off, right? But she told me in the morning, like, it's whatever. It's all love.
Yeah.
I'm like, wake me up next time.
Yeah.
I need to know what's going to wake me up. She was like, all right, I'll wake you up next time. I was like, then I started thinking like, and then what happens?
You just be awake looking in the window.
Just be awake. Nah, I mean, it could go a few different ways. I just didn't know how to feel about that. Like, take my stuff, don't take my girl stuff, man.
Nah, I don't like the thought of somebody just being around like that. You know, just feeling comfortable. You know what I'm saying, like that. And you're right. You think violent. I think violently when you are coming up in, on my property, just be like, like it's a buffet. You can just get whatever you want over here. Right. You are provoking something very horrible in me.
I carry my burner to church.
There you go.
So, I mean, whenever you see my man bag on me, just know.
Hey, protect the man of God. Yeah. You got to protect.
Yeah. I'm the unofficial church security. So
I feel you. We
and everybody knows. Everybody knows. Like, Buki got the thing on him. So
Buki got it on.
And outside world, I am licensed. I do have a permit and everything. I'm working on my CCW. I'm in the process for that. So I'm not fully like illegal. You know what I'm saying?
CCW in LA.
Yeah,
you got to give blood.
Nah, it seemed to be possible.
It's some people expensive, yo. It ain't even about the red tape no more. It used to be the red tape. Now they flipped it. Now it's not the red tape because they passed the law. Like you can't stop me.
They got to make their money off of it.
But now they priced me out. They did the reverse. Before it used to be cheap, but you couldn't get through your local police department because it was so much red tape. You got to take therapy lessons and shooting lessons, and nobody wanted to go through that. And they would just say no. They could just the sheriff.
Yeah, LA County was a no altogether. No. It was you would have to go to the Inland Empire, San Bernardino, somewhere like that, or Orange County. LA County was a no-go.
And you have to live where you get it.
And LA County was like the worst. You're like, out of all places, you gonna say no? I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just got robbed in the McDonald's drive-thru. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get a sausage biscuit. You know what I'm saying?
Run that.
Yeah.
He done
took my McGriddle and and my wallet. You know what I'm saying? I got to be a victim. Like, not happening, bro.
No.
So they flipped it. They flipped it. Now it's not the red tape, but it's $1,000 for this and $600 for that, $300 for the therapy visit, $200 more for the shooting range, and all, and then come back in 6 months. And I was like, bro, you priced me out. I can't get mine now. Can't get no CCW now because I'm not going to pay for that. But.
Well, it's not as bad right now, though.
It really made me mad, though. It made me want to go to the range and be like, let me make sure I'm ready. Because if that's what they'll do in the middle of the night for a bike, like, what else will they do? And that's probably not the way to think. But
no, that's the way to think, LA.
Hey, you better.
That's the way to think.
Nigga get to crawling through your window.
That's what I'm saying. You heard. You heard whose window was right there.
One for the Father.
Wait, what?
One for the Son and one for the Spirit. Get up in that window if you want to. I got a family up in here.
Yeah,
man.
right.
I got family up in here.
One thing my pops told me: try by 12 and carry by 6.
That's right.
Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Praise the Lord. Amen. That's right. Rest in peace, Puglo. That's what he taught me.
This man got a hold of Aunt Esther, bro. We are in trouble now. What is going on over here to my right?
We trying to get better, right? We want to get better. Every week we trying to grow. We trying to grow. And we got to have all the components to make this work.
Yeah, I found another range right over here. You've been to the one on Artesian before? I'm like, I need to go check them out. I didn't go.
And Cerritos?
Doesn't feel like it was that far away. Yeah, it was on Artesia, so yeah, it probably was. It was like $20, $25. I was like, man, I'm gonna go over there.
Yeah, Garden School. I'm in one over there.
The first time I went to a range was at a church men's retreat when Ed Malone and everybody broke off. When we went to that was my first time at the range.
Yeah.
Look though, and I don't know if this was video games or whatever, but boy, when I finished shooting and I still got the target. Mm-hmm. I still got it in my closet. Ed Malone, who used to train police officers, he looked at it. He said, "That's qualifying shooting right there." And that was my first time.
What kind of? What'd you have?
Glock.
Where?
Pow, pow. But I've been putting it down since Duck Hunt.
Thought he was gonna tell me about some street work in Arkansas somewhere.
That's
like
what
he really been in the trenches. Duck hunt.
It's just been straight video games, but I sure got it. I was like, but I was listening to him, and he was telling me what to do, and I was like, oh, it ain't that hard to hit your target. So first time.
I was so mad the next day, man. They thought I was mad at them. Like, I'm not mad at y'all.
Yeah.
But I'm furious that somebody thought they could pull it off. Like, and yeah. So that's my week.
I almost shot one of the Saints. My uncle had passed, right?
Yeah.
And then for some reason, a member of one of the churches decided to come by the house at like 10 o'clock at night with some flowers.
Yeah.
And then mom's in the room like, Pookie, somebody at the window at the subway.
Yeah.
What? Okay, let me go get that. I go to the door with my thing out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I look, and it's like, oh, Boogie, it's me. I just bring y'all some flowers. Like, look, you was about to need those flowers. We was gonna put the flowers on top of your grave because you was about to get hit with this 9.
You coming in unannounced late.
We all in
Weird
the
with
bed.
flowers.
With some flower tinted. All right.
So he tipping on windows trying to get somebody attention.
Yeah,
and
right.
spooked moms.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was almost over. We almost had another rest in peace situation.
Oh, you about to need them flowers. It's crazy.
Nah.
That's great. What's up with you, Jay?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to sit what has happened. Oh, I spent some time with a mentor I hadn't seen in a while, and I think that's cool. It's cool to have people who just you can look back and they just spent time just pouring into you, and it just happened. And it's not like we ever sat down and had some kind of arrangement like, you're going to be my mentor. It just happened over time. He was a member of the church. He's moved, and that's what I did. I went to go see him, but we also worked together. You know, for a while, for like 5 or 6 years, we worked at the same place, and he didn't know it. I used to refer to him. I mean, I have to be honest. I used to refer to him and I say, man, it's my real daddy. Because he cared, you know, no dad in my life, whatever. But he, you know, God will send people to fill in the gap. And I didn't see it at first, but I was enjoying that time. And just, I mean, sometimes we weren't talking about nothing. And not like he was just giving me life lessons all the time. We was just hanging out. Yeah. And I think, you know, every man in my situation or young man, even in my situation that maybe didn't grow up with their pops, they can benefit from mentorship, period. From older, more experienced, serious dudes. Because they can hip you to things that's coming around the corner without you know, like I said, without it having to be like some official, you know, like school type stuff. It's just you hanging out and doing life with them. And then they going through stuff and you seeing how they maneuver through stuff. And before you know it, dude, you be like right behind them in some of that stuff. And it's like, man, I remember when he said, you know, it was going to feel like this or whatever. Like we were talking about earlier about getting more emotional when we get older. I heard that from older dudes. So now when it started happening, I'm like, oh, it's happening. I feel myself getting more emotional. So that was cool, hanging out with him. And he's an artist. He's a great artist. And for a long time, he had to put it down because of work and family stuff and just, you know, so he couldn't get back to it. And then and man, I'm telling you, this was about 8 years ago. And I was like, man, one day you'll get back to it. And you'll like, and he had confidence too. But I'm thinking, man, bump this job because he's that good. I'm like, man, bump this job. Go out and just go be an artist, sell your whole art or whatever. But him being the mature, seasoned elder, he wasn't going for nothing like that. And he was like, in due time. He trusts God. He's a believer. He's like, man, you know, the Lord in due time. So to see that happening for him now, it's like, yo, that's dope. That's dope. So
if you 18, you by yourself, maybe your mom's got a basement or you live above the garage, man, go chase that dream. Exactly. You got a good 3-4 years to do whatever. Yeah. You got a wife and kids, or you got, you know, a kid you taking care of, whatever like that. You might need to keep your 9 to 5 and let that fund your dream. And then when you get home, you know, do 3-4 hours on that other project, try to flip that and try to get right. But don't quit your job, man.
No.
I mean, some people do need to do that. I don't want to make blanket statements, but
No.
I hear what you're saying. Like, wife and kids,
Yeah.
we gonna have to put this dream into a different timeline.
Yep.
Not give up on it. I don't want nobody to give. I think when you ever seen somebody give up on their dreams, like, I don't feel like that's always healthy for somebody, especially after they get past 30.
It really ain't.
You better get that out your system, fam. I don't care if you need to make a mixtape or
whatever
drop
your
a hoodie,
thing is,
whatever it is. Give it some kind of attention.
Do it. And then you break down the hours of the day, bruh. Truth of the matter is, you got enough time to do it. Even if you got a 9 to 5, break down them hours. What?
Yeah.
8 to sleep. Say you slept 8. 8 to work. That's 16.
Right.
Look how
8
many
left. So put 2 in there for transport, like commuting back and forth to whatever.
If you're in California,
Yeah.
that's not everywhere that people
Right.
take an hour to get
I'm talking about
to go 3
shower,
miles.
Put shower,
Nah, I
all that
feel
in
you.
there,
I feel
iron
you.
and clothes and all that in
Exactly.
there. You still got what? Maybe a good 4 hours.
Solid 4.
And
That
it
you
don't-
can just
yeah.
concentrate on that. A solid 4.
Like
Is he a
Boogie.
painter or is he like a photographer? What is
He's a painter.
A painter? Oh,
He-
okay.
Yeah, he can do pen and ink. I'll show you some pictures. The dude is just like, you can't, the way I look at it, you can't be no better than this. You know what I'm saying? But it's older cat, and that's what he went to college for. You know what I'm saying? But then he ended up working at a big corporation, a well-known corporation. I'm gonna put all his business out there. And what he did was he kind of like did the design for like their books. Like, you know how you have instruction books for products and stuff? Like he did that kind of work. Now
okay.
that ain't free artist, but
Yeah,
he's still qualified to do that, and he got paid well. And the brother's house is nice, so he did well in doing that. But he couldn't be, the artist he desired to do. Is like, just I made this work, and the dude is that dope. So just seeing that gave me some hope. Like, you know what, Joe, you may have this side hustle, you got this, and that going on. God willing, dude, he'll make those things work for you. It's not like you got to give it up, because I remember my boy Jason Love. Like, man, he was a dream killer. He used to say that. like, man, forget your dreams. It ain't all about that all the time. Sometimes, but it's like I hear him, and because he was really talking towards like people who like jack up they, 9 to 5, and and doing all kind of stupid stuff, quote unquote, chasing their dreams. And so he like, yeah, you don't need to be doing it like that. But if it's balanced, you get up handling your business, and on those free hours, build your situation.
Yeah.
I think that's healthy.
Yeah, like you said, if he dope, that's dope.
Yeah.
Because I know I follow a guy. I used to coach his grandson, and he's a pastor. Well, I ain't gonna say that. He's a pastor, and he's an artist on the side. He paints, and I'll be looking. He be like, I was painting this while listening to "You're My Angel" by Anita Baker.
Okay.
I'm naming this My Angel. And I be like, and it just looked like
Negro.
right. Exactly. And that's what I wanted to I be wanting to post on the thing, like, bruh.
Nah.
Like, and then he be like, yeah, I'm about to sell this. I'm like, this is a scam.
Negro, please.
I'm like, my white first graders can do this right here, but like, I guess they say it's all in the eye of the beholder. I guess.
But if you looking at it like that, trust me, somebody else is
And
looking
look,
at it.
I'm taking art appreciation classes, so you know what I'm saying. I know how to
Exactly.
look with that certain eye that they tell us we have to. But I look at my eyes got to be crooked to look at that. Yeah, to find beauty in that, I got to be blind. I got to be Stevie Wonder in this joint.
The
Like,
boy
yeah.
said, I think it's a scam though. It feel more like a scam.
Something ain't right.
Hey, you could. It's always gonna be somebody out there that appreciate a good scam. That you know what I mean? They'll fall for it.
They'll
You know what
fall
I'm
for it.
saying?
I know.
Yeah, it's people.
They used to
like,
say a
that's gonna
sucker
fall
born
for it.
every day.
Every day, every minute.
Man. And the older I get, though, the less I start falling for it. The
That
less
man
and less
said-
I'm falling for
Man
anything.
said, don't quit your day job.
That's why.
Man.
Well, what's going on, brother? We have James, you know what? We didn't talk about this. You know, James preached just today. You know, he preached.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
Yeah, he did preach that bookie.
Was it at home?
You say what?
Was it at home? Did he preach at home?
Yeah, yeah. At home today.
Yeah.
You know, he cried. You know,
He's the crier.
Yep, him and my pastor kid, they are the weeping prophets. Both of them.
I just get a little choked up. I ain't shed no tears.
Nah,
for real. I just had a little quiver in my lip, the little lip quiver when you try to.
That man turned red.
Yeah, that's for sure.
What do you do to prepare to preach? Like you I can't listen to Not Like Us, like Kendrick Lamar. I can't have that jumping off in my head. Like what you be doing to prepare for it for real? Like not right before, but what do you do anything special to prepare for it? Now we know you're gonna pray and all. We get that. The believers listening, we hope you gonna pray, especially after your message today about prayer.
Yeah.
But what do you do?
I usually try to just think through what maybe is going on in the culture, what maybe is going on in my life, what's going on in the church. Because one of the things that I think is really healthy is as a preacher, you want to talk about something that you actually experienced and something that if you got solutions, something that you've actually experienced the solutions. Yeah. You can't just be giving out advice and you don't even live it out. Like that's okay, I guess. None of us have mastered everything, but it's something. It's something special about when you've been dealing with a problem and God gives you a solution, and then you find a way to help somebody else say, like, you can get through that. Let me tell you what God did for me. And that's usually what's going on in my life. So if there's something that I think is relevant to what's going on in my life, like if you're struggling to have consistent prayer life, I've been through that. So the last time somebody asked me to preach, I was like, okay. I'm sure that I'm not the only one struggling with that. I'm going to work on having something to say about that. And then as soon as I started thinking that through, somebody hit me like, hey, why don't you come spit something this one Sunday? And I was like, there it is.
Hey, we're going to link that one in the description too this week. So if y'all looking at the description, y'all can go down there to the bottom and you'll see the little YouTube link. And if y'all want to hear James preach, and if he's horrible, hit him up and let him know, dude. Like, would you say? I think it's a scam. I feel more like, nah, my boy can preach though. And it was good. And it was about, prayer. And I thought that was dope because I think we all suffer at times of just having lack of prayer and being like, boy, I am a whack Christian.
Yeah.
And I know that's why it hit home, I think, for a lot of us. Because it's like, if he was, and you nailed it, not the corporate prayer, not the when we all together.
Praying over your food.
Over your food. Everybody's consistent, because especially when the food is good, you be like, man, we finna thank him about this, right? But you was like your personal prayer. Like just you and God. How often are you with just you and God, praying? And it was a good message, bro. It was challenging, and it was because you gave some practical insight, like on things that people actually be thinking like, man, am I even saying the right thing?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's a real thought that we be going,
I don't even know this working. I feel like this joint bouncing off the ceiling. I don't even know if this prayer making it. Yeah. That type stuff.
You know what changed my prayer, dog?
What's that?
Man, no lie. It was Pastor E. Mason and the homie Jason. Yeah. Jason had stayed, him and a couple of the guys from the record label had stayed at the crib for like a couple of days. And we would get up and like have a little devotion in the morning, you know what I'm saying? And which I thought it was dope. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure. And listening to him pray and listening to Pastor E. Mace pray, it was just like talking to someone that was there. It wasn't all that, Christian lingo and Christianese and all them fancy words that we know. It was like, yo, Lord, I'm here today. I'm just thank you for just waking us up this morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a real one for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just talking to like you.
He said God was a real one.
No, you just paraphrasing.
Yeah, paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying?
He went all the way.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? It was a regular conversation like you having with somebody in the room. And I thought it was just so dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, no fancy words and all this and how you you're supposed to pray like this. And it was just like, I was like, yo, you know what? Because a lot of times that makes people uncomfortable praying like publicly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cause you man, am I saying the right thing? I'm like, nah, just come straight from the heart.
Like, do I sound like whoever just finished preaching? And,
I mean,
just praying, and then the next person, if it's like a group setting, and this person prays, and they like all eloquent, then the next one is all eloquent. Exactly. Get to me, I'll be like,
I just be straight hood, like. God, man, it was rough this week, yo, for real. Like I need you to help me at the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ever told God, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you?
Hey, I can respect that though.
I've not maybe not used those words, but I have casually talked to God like that because, first of all, it's like I'm like, you're trying to fix your words up to somebody who knows that you're sitting there trying to fix your words.
Exactly. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel like.
Like, stop it.
You know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do that. Be irreverent. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, say it like I would say it to you.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, James, do you remember? I don't know if James remember. We were at a concert one time, way back in the day in LA.
Yeah.
And Gospel Gangsters was there. It was the first time we met Gospel Gangsters. Okay. And we was in a prayer circle, man, and Chili Baby. He just like, man, it was the most hood prayer, but I loved it. Like,
it was like, thank you, God, there's room for me up there.
Like,
this
man,
brother's in.
Did you replace the B's in his prayer with the C?
Nah, he didn't do all that. He didn't do all that. But it was like, it was like he was talking to God, like, you know what I'm saying? And it was like people on the block around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, this is kind of dope. I never heard nobody pray like that. And like, it was so sincere. Like, that one got up there.
Yeah.
It got through.
That one got up there.
That got through. You know what I'm saying?
Why do we do that, bro? Why do we wondering which ones made it? That one made it through. I know that made
because
it through.
there is, and I feel that.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I feel like if it's sincere, God heard it. It's like you came from you could just be saying, just like Boogie said, like, Lord help me, today is just rough and bad. Instead of, oh Father, host of hosts, like or whatever. It's all
the nicknames. You start rattling off nicknames.
Don't get me wrong. If that's really you, then
fine.
Then that's fine. And I know some people that's really them. And so it's like, but I think you can also get caught up because of that person being like that, and you sitting there and you like, some people be like, I gotta match that. So they start
the prayer battles.
Yeah.
The prayer battles be legit. Boy, they be serious.
I just think you got to be bold enough to just be yourself. Like he was just describing Chili Baby being. It's like he knows who he is. You know what I mean? And obviously it's comfortable, talking to God because he knows like you got to just. It's like everybody got all these different languages. You praying to God in your language. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, why do I have to clean it up to make it, worthy of going up? Like I gotta change the phrases and all that. And some of the stuff that you brought up in your sermon, James, like some of the passages in Psalm 119, right? It's just some of that stuff that's their language. It's very plain. Yeah. It's not like super eloquent. But I don't know.
It's interesting, man. My daughter, we got a running joke about like some of the people who like be going in on some of the prayer. We call them Harry Potter prayers. We like, here they go with their Harry Potter prayers. They're like, oh, Ancient of Days, you who was and is and forever will be, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. I'll be like, bro, enough nicknames, fam. We know who we talking to. That's enough nicknames. Get to it.
That makes it.
I'm hungry. Get to it. Like, get this over with.
I be sitting there thinking like, God be like, bruh, come on now. Like, you know what? I just stopped listening. God be like, I'm on the next one.
Yep. That prayer went to the spam folder. He ain't with that one.
He sent the man prayer to the trash.
Yep.
The spam folder.
Like,
Now, I mean, it's just like authenticity, bro. Like being who you are.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Come
like
on,
just
man.
be who you are.
This brings
Thank
up this take that we have about church, because I think some of that we're talking about just in the prayer, category, probably could be a turnoff for the average unchurched guy. You know what I mean? And this clip, I just want to play this clip real quick. And this girl is asking these dudes, do they go to church? It's actually from a podcast called Hardly Initiated, I think.
Yeah.
Do y'all go to church regularly?
No. Not regularly, no.
Thank you. Why aren't they there? Because y'all not going to church.
Well, I know why. I know why, though. So
Yeah.
Why don't you go to church?
it's more of therapy rather than instruction for how to get things accomplished.
Oh.
So it doesn't really resonate with me, to be honest with you.
I
Now,
would have to agree.
Yeah, we had Nur Muhammad come in. He said it the best. He said, church in the Christian community is more about coping with life rather than conquering life. So
I think it depends on the
agree with
church.
that.
I think it depends on the
We
church.
gotta show it. I've been to a lot of churches.
But I think some of my observation too is that church is actually geared towards women because women are emotional.
Boy, there's so much in there, man. So much in there.
What y'all think?
My first problem with it was not that there's less men at church. I think the numbers prove that. But my guy talking about how it's just about coping with life.
Yeah.
I think it's really unfair to speak from a perspective of like, some people do have to cope. Like, how many people do we know that just got cancer diagnoses? How many people do we know that's never been able to have a kid? How many people do we know that just got laid off? I'm seeing the people I'm talking about while I name these things.
Yeah.
I'm not making any of these up.
Yeah.
I know exactly who I'm talking about right now. So if you think that person doesn't need to cope right now until they can get back to conquering, that's so like insensitive and assuming. It sounds like that privilege that people speak from was like, well, why can't you just be okay? Like, fam, do you know what it means to lose a child? Do you know what it means?
I feel you, but this is what I thought he was getting at,
bro.
You know how we get a lot of, especially in black churches, there's a lot of health and wealth, preaching and a lot of motivational type speaking week from week. And if you go into big mega joints and that's all you seeing, you like, he's not getting to the part where we doing life on life. Because the people do need to cope, and they're going through all kind of things, but the church is a place where you get people to come alongside you in all of these areas. And so it's not like you got to continue to keep going through this stuff by yourself. And the church is built in such a way that nobody should, and I'm not saying all churches are perfect like this, but nobody should be feeling like they going through stuff all by themselves. And I'm talking about a human being being able to reach out and be with you through whatever you're going through. So it's kind of like, if you have a perspective of you just go and you just seeing people just being hyped, and that's all you see, and you just think that's all it is, then I can kind of understand that. But I don't know, man. I think some of the hard truth is like, God don't want you up in there till you ready. And so it's like, I feel like God draws people to him.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
No.
finish your thought.
No.
Yeah, to think about, like, I know this person is married to a guy who refuses to do any more chemo. He's just like, I'm tired of this. If I'm about to die, I'm just finna die.
Yeah.
And then that person gets laid off in this same season.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to tell this person like 6 ways to conquer the stock market. What am I supposed to be talking to them about? I don't understand what you want pastors to do, whether it's a mega church or not.
Yeah.
In any given Sunday, if I get up to speak, like you said, I got a chance to speak. If I get up to speak, I'm assuming the worst is going on in this room. I'm not assuming everybody's having a wonderful time with their spouse. I'm not assuming everybody is fine being single. I'm not assuming everybody is great at their job. I'm not assuming everybody is one step away from seeing a dream just flourish and everybody's relationships are wonderful. I'm assuming it's broken relationships. It's regret everywhere. I'm assuming we're a mess because in our culture, we don't create environments for Christianity to really flourish in an individual's life. The enemy is working overtime to make sure you don't have any part of your life lined up with God. So I'm assuming when people walk into the room, they need all kinds of encouragement.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily ready to just conquer the next thing. So, I mean, I'm sure he means well. I don't want to be nitpicking my guy, but that rubbed me wrong. What you think, Boogie?
I think, well, the scriptures cover every aspect of life.
Yes, sir.
Whether it's you dealing with financial issues, you dealing with health issues, you dealing with spousal issues. It covers everything. And so when you say church is just a coping mechanism, I mean, it's part of the church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not the church as a whole, but like you said, like you're supposed to mourn with those in the mourning, right?
Yeah.
And who else you're supposed to come to if you're a part of the body of church and you're going through a situation? Who else are you supposed to lean on? Because we're supposed to be closer than family, right? That's what the scripture tells us, right? And so, like when you really get to the base, like the whole concept of the scripture tells us love God and love your neighbor, right?
Over and over.
Right?
Over
That's
and
what
over.
it tells us.
Over and over.
So when you practice, when you walk that out and practice that, everything else falls underneath.
Can I add one little caveat to that
Sure.
too? Like part of this is like Boogie said, like we're supposed to be closer than the church family. Sometimes it's going to be a deeper connection than your biological family. We talk about that from an American perspective. Like, oh yeah, me and my cousin not as cool. But in other countries where the Bible is still, God is still over the other countries too. You believe in Jesus if you want to. They'll disown you. You've lost your job. You're no longer married. And you got to find somewhere to live and you got to find some food because we're done with you.
Yeah.
So it's not just something that oh man, I wish me and my cousin were closer. No, they've disowned you. And so when that person gets to the Christian church, I don't want to hear about 3 ways to conquer. That person don't need to hear 3 ways to conquer their finances. That person needs to hear how they're going to survive the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because that's a very American perspective to think that church should be about like what sounded very corporate to me.
Yeah.
It sounded very like
And America
jet setter to me.
Yeah, is full of motivational speakers who want to give you 6 points and to increase your finances by the end of the year and all that kind of talk, man.
Now take that conquer to a country where you can't talk to your family anymore and you don't know where your next meal is going to come from and see if they're ready to conquer or if they just need to cope. They just need encouragement right now because they don't know where their next meal is coming from. They just got disowned by their mom and dad because they chose Jesus. That's a real thing tonight in somebody's world. And so to think that the scriptures are going to talk about anything else is so myopic. It's so American. It's just us conversation. It's so misguided.
And I think it's a fair thought of his, but at the same time, it's not, because this is what's being pushed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This ideology of this is what the church is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get rich quick. Jesus is your ATM and you're sinning if you're not winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That kind of deal.
Yeah.
But in reality, when you really dive into the church, you'll see the difference. Like we actually do life together.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We really do life together.
Yeah.
It's not many men I've cried to, but I've cried to my brothers in the church.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's like there are situations where even when going through marriage and different things like that, the brothers are there to help.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We're here to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what men's meeting is for. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. And walking and doing life with each other is very important, bro.
Yeah.
Very important. We just not showing up, giving offering and bouncing.
Yeah, so that brings up a question for me when you finish. Whenever,
Go ahead.
So question for y'all. Give your best guess. What type of churches do you think that person has experienced? We don't know who that is, right? We just give your best guess. If you could guess, where would he get that from? name some of the experiences he's probably having over and over again. What do you think?
All of the non-biblical churches.
Those mega churches.
Yeah, because those are the ones that's on the surface and people see the craziness. I was looking at a clip before and this lady is just collecting money, telling people, I need 20 people to bring me $20.
Yeah.
And when you bring it to me, just say, is that it? And they just getting up and just giving her money and just
like all God need is $20. That's all you need.
Yeah.
To unlock my blessing here.
And I'm gonna show y'all something. And she just sitting up there collecting money. And they seeing all that kind of stuff and they thinking that's where I'm going. I'm going to church and they doing, nah, man, you seen these clowns. And just like everything else on the internet, the clowns always be floating to the top on the internet. And the thing is, it's just like the true church, man. A lot of it is not televised.
Yeah.
And I know it because I know these people are in churches. Mm-hmm. I know these places are thriving. How many times y'all seen any 9 Marks anything on television?
What is 9 Marks? Is what somebody just said.
Exactly.
Who are the 9 Marks?
Exactly.
Why are they all named Mark?
But my point is that's why I'm like, and it sounds foul, but I be like, man, God be keeping some people out at a certain time because people think God doesn't just withhold himself from people. And God, I mean, there's some tough scriptures in there.
Yeah.
The only way that you are seeing God is he sovereignly has allowed you to see him. But I will let that sit there because it's tight. And some of y'all not seeing him, one, because he has not opened your eyes. We blind. I was blind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until God revealed himself, my eyes open. Oh, I get it. Until then, man, you walk around blind. So my thing is, I say that because some people think they have experienced church or whatever, but they haven't really, like, I feel like, honestly sought God. And I think when you honestly seek him and you pray, boom, eyes open, somebody gonna come, you're gonna get witness to, you're gonna get the truth. But until then, you playing around, you don't really want to see God
anyway.
And you want to just make an excuse, well, let me go and nitpick this little place. He gonna send you to the wackest place. And you gonna go and be there with the wackest people because it ain't, you're not really. And hey, I know some people will be like, nah, that's crazy, that's wild. But I'm trying to speak from what I've learned and seen in scripture. And the reality is you're not going to see God unless he opens your eyes to see him.
And just because a dude have on a robe and is under a church building, and his title is pastor doesn't mean he's saved or he is a Christian.
That's real.
And that's 100.
That's crazy.
And that's what we got to look at. And just like people get mad, people get mad when black folks are exploited on social media, like they don't represent us.
Right. Yep.
Meg Thee Stallion and Sexy Red don't represent all black women. Well, these preachers, these pastors don't represent the Christian, the Christians. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
And so we have to look at it that way also, because like you said, man, you get down into the trenches of some of these churches, there's pastors out here that's vocational pastors. They out here working 9 to 5s.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. Studying in the week, holding Bible studies, all that. You know what I'm saying?
And love the people of God and love serving.
And we'll give you more than he takes in.
Exactly.
In a month. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's not televised.
It's not televised.
Or, brother, we might have the wrong religion. That's another thing we're hearing out there, brother. We like this. Play this clip here, like this, brother.
This is going to piss people off, but it's my belief. It's what my ancestry believes, and it's what Ross's believe. 12 tribes of Judah, Hebrew Israelites, are what we know today as black people in America, are descendants from those tribes. And reading Exodus and how it talks about when you will be taken into captivity and scattered amongst the land, you'll forget my name, you're going to have oppressors, and you're going to be taught their traditions, you're going to do all their stuff, and you're not going to have yours anymore. If you look at every religion, from Buddha, they have their God. You look at Islam, they have theirs. You look at everyone's religion, they have their deity, except for black people. What is the black religion? This is going to piss people off. But
what is the black religion? That's what it is, brothers. Y'all got it all wrong. See, y'all worried about how y'all looking, but the real thing is, let's go to Exodus. As soon as
we going back to Exodus.
As soon as the brothers say, let's go to Exodus. As soon as they say, let's camp out in the Old Testament. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying one book is better than the other. All I'm saying is one of the red flags that I was taught a long time ago is that when any cat just wants to camp out in that Old Testament hard, and just kind of almost neglect what's happening, the red flag.
It's like right at the end of when we was switching over to Netflix, and dude was like, let's go to Blockbuster, and we was all looking like, I don't think we need Blockbuster like that anymore. Like they sending, I got 3 DVDs at the house from Netflix. Like you get 3 at a time. You don't have to.
Yeah.
We don't have to drive no more. It's like we're not doing that anymore. That's good. That was good for what it was for at that time. But
and why does black people need their own God? That's what I'm trying to understand. Because from what I understand, God has made everybody. Every color that you look is a result of God's creation. Period. So when did we get to this point where it's like, okay, Asian folk need to have their own God. Black people need to have their own God, and says who?
No, that's stupid.
Now I understand.
Not stupid. I don't mean to be like that. It's just not. Come on.
Nah,
that's not even realistic. Like if there's
it's a Negro please moment.
Negro please. If there's one God who created us, and maybe that's the problem. He don't believe that one God created us. We don't need all these different gods.
Yeah, I don't. And that's really being pushed. In our community right now. It has been for the last several years, and that's why I see a lot of apologists, refuting a lot of stuff from Black Hebrew Israelite type stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Kendrick said he wasn't black no more, he was an Israelite. Boy, that was a culture shift.
Yeah, it was.
I seen a lot of people jump on the bandwagon in that moment. And go ahead.
I think black people just want to belong to something.
Yep.
That's normal.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. They just want to belong. Because the Black Hebrew Israelites, their foundation is Chicago.
Yeah.
Chirac. That's where they come from.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. But I think it's the painting on good times. White Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Jesus, black. Yeah.
Why Jesus ain't black? You need to paint black Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
when it was Ned the Wino. But
so that's I think that's where all of this is coming from.
Wanting to belong.
And then we're being this is the white man's God that they gave you during slavery, and then you taking it,
and he kind of hinted towards that, like. Yeah, like
that's I see this all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm talking about like at least once a week on Facebook.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Like y'all worshiping a white man, and he enslaved you, and he gave you his God, and now y'all worshiping this guy. Well, where was your God at where was this God at when y'all was in slavery? You know what I'm saying? This is And then he
was the same place whoever you're talking about is at when we was in slavery. That's the part that I'll be wanting to figure out. Okay, so I'll humor you for a minute. I'll run with this. Okay, my God doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. You got me. I'm stupid. I believed a lie. Meanwhile, whoever you listen to, whoever you think created us, let them same things happen. Mm-hmm. So let's stop arguing about whose God let whatever happen. Whichever God is up there looking down on us is clearly allowing some terrible things to happen. Mm-hmm. And if he's black, if it's a black woman up there, or if whoever's up there is responsible for all this stuff that's happening. Yeah. So you don't get any brownie points for trying to accuse a white Italian Caesar Borgia Jesus of being a person who's allowing this stuff to happen. Because, okay, I don't think it's true, but just for an example, if I'm wrong, and your God let this stuff happen, why should we worship her?
Yeah, I just told you though.
What's the difference?
My rule is I don't get down with no groups that got uniforms. Straight up. You got a uniform? Nah, I already know. It's some heresy. It's some you on something else.
It's something to that, man. I think that's such a dope vibe that it's like, listen, man, if you letting them do that to you, I'm nervous about whatever else you letting them do to you.
Exactly.
I'm nervous. It ain't a deal breaker, but it's a red flag for sure.
I just looked at all of what I would believe to be false religions, and a lot of them all got uniforms, and it's like, psh.
It's one piece I can't let go though, is that on that first video he said that the American church has been built for emotional women. I don't think we should jump over that. I think that's something worth talking about.
Yeah, I thought that
might be something worth talking about. Like some of our music has the same kind of chords, and I'm just talking about the average praise and worship songs.
I hear you.
You know, not blanket statement, but the average church has some of these chords that they fit our culture. That's fine. We gonna praise. We gonna do songs in the culture that we have. That's fine. But some of the chords that we have, they come from romantic. Jesus is my boyfriend type music. And I imagine some guys are turned off by that. Like, I don't want to be singing love songs to some.
I remember a dude going through that.
God.
And he's solid. He was a solid dude. It wasn't like he was just looking for something to be mad at the church.
Yeah.
But wherever he was at, boy, it was too much of that going on. And he was feeling it. He was like, man, like, I don't know. We got to do something. And I remember because he was like trying to start like, not rogue, but he was trying to start like the side men's group.
Yeah.
Manly men's situation.
Manly men's.
Because it wasn't happening at his church, sound like. And so he
was that the name? I like the name. Manly men's.
Nah,
I like the name of the group. Manly men's.
It was on some of that. It was on some of that. Y'all done seen that. We gonna be out in the wilderness and we gonna, he was going over there.
All right, if you name it that, you might get somebody else out there. Go ahead and name it Manly Men's if you want to. It's gonna be a retreat.
Yeah.
I'm not gay no more.
He gotta be the guest speaker. You know he is. Delivered is a guest speaker for sure at the Manly Men's Conference. That's the first person I thought of when he said, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be called a Manly Men's Group."
I like women's.
Boy, that was a moment in time.
Bro, I fell out.
Nah, man. But I get what on the real, I do see where they see that, but that's the music side.
Okay.
And then, man, and then we're gonna hop on something that Kirk was
But you know
talking
what?
about
Can I say something? We had this conversation a couple weeks ago at the church.
Yeah.
We had a little brief men's meeting and about like some new things we're gonna put inside the service in the church and everything.
Yeah.
And Pastor Rob, he had mentioned, he was like, yeah, we're going to talk to the praise team because we want to implement more praise songs because it's a lot of worship and it's kind of geared towards, like you said, like women, emotional kind of deal. And I'm an R&B lover, so I ain't nothing wrong with, you know what I mean? I like the emotion. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Give me some of that. You know, I like the Tasha Cobb and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that.
Yeah.
But nah, he had mentioned that. And when I thought about it, and then a lot of the men in the group was like, yeah, for sure. I understand it. Because they want some like Joshua fought the battle of Jericho kind of music, like we ram more and blowing. You know what I'm saying? And we marching in. You know what I'm saying? Like, So you know what I mean? So he was talking about that. So when you said that, that's what caught my attention when he said that, and I thought you was gonna hit it, James.
I really believe that's just because
it's a big turn.
The gospel music industry, when it comes to selling records, target women.
They know where they bread is
just like
butter.
R&B. R&B don't really target, man. We jump in and we listen to it.
Yeah.
But a lot of us are listening to it, you know, like I remember Ludacris say, when he said, I put on Babyface for my lady's sake. You know what I'm saying? We put it on, you know what I'm saying, to set the mood, typically, right? Because we know. But the music industry knows that too.
Right.
And the gospel music industry, unfortunately, in a lot of ways, and we'll hear something in a minute, is not that different. So most of the music has been targeted towards women, and then those songs take off, and then what do they end up being? Song in church.
Yeah.
And so that's what's happening. So I don't know if there's going to be an easy fix for that.
Because it's the other thing, like, which one came first? Did we cater to the women so the men stopped coming, or did the men stop coming so they catered to the women? I don't know which one came first, but how do you unravel any of it at this point? Because now you know it's mostly ladies.
Yeah. And
they're the ones who are going to mostly want to do that singing. And sometimes the guy won't have a problem with the songs and I'm just a guy, I'm not going to sing. It's guys like that too. Like I ain't really about to sing too much. And some of that stuff is just not, what do you call that? It's not attractive to a man to feel like, first of all, I got to give in to this authority that's going to be over me. I'm not hardwired for that. Mm-hmm. And then I got to add to that all this singing and stuff. I'm not hardwired for that. And you add anything else to it, like, oh, give me your money too, like, bro, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out. Like, you can't keep adding deterrence to the situation and expect me to give you my Sunday. I'm already gonna miss my Niner game. Yeah. So you're gonna do all that. I'm missing my Niner game, which ain't important, but that's how I go. Yeah. I'm gonna miss my Niner game. I'm going to give you my Sunday morning, and you're going to ask for my money, ask me to sing, ask me to give authority to somebody. It's going to take, like you said, some real conversion for somebody a lot of times to care about that. Unless they got baddies. And then I don't need none of that. I'll show up.
Here I am to worship.
With the eye open. With that one eye open. See who else got their arms up.
Yeah, man.
Like, I've been to some churches where I'm like, boy, if I was single, this is not where I need to be.
I don't need to be here.
I don't need to be here. I've said that a couple
I wouldn't
times.
be able to focus.
Yeah, I don't need to be here.
I'm trying to focus.
I don't need to be here.
But I've been to churches where they've had bands up there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like dude on the drums, on the bass, the lead. You know what I'm saying? And most of them like the Caucasian churches I had been to.
Yeah.
And they praise. You know what I'm saying? Like and it's a different vibe. Like dude up there jumping up and down, you know what I'm saying? Like emotionally, but it's praise and it felt manly man's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like zesty when you go into, you know how you get them
I know.
them zesty dudes up there
Zesties.
I just listen to my vocals, you know what I'm saying? And see it like
See, Bookie, you're discriminating. See, there you go.
And I'm just keeping it 100.
Listen, I got to worship in the language of my heart. The language of my heart is not zesty.
It's
at
not
all.
zesty.
That ain't the song I'm gonna be playing.
Yeah. Well, here, check this out. Not to change the gears too much, but check this out. How do y'all feel about, like, you know how music is played like in the grocery store, right?
Yeah.
And then, but it's not like without charge, because everybody who plays music in the store, in the grocery store, whatever, because of publishing rights, you have to pay some kind of money, whether it's you paid for this platform to be able to play the music, and because you're doing that, that money is going towards those artists every time you play. Now, that's something, whether you're in the music business or not, just wanted to lay that little foundation. But what do y'all feel about the same thing happening to church? I let Kurt Franklin talk about this real quick. Check it out.
There is a process called LCLI. I think that's what it's called, where white churches that sing the songs that white Christian artists have written, they're getting publishing from the songs being sung on Sunday morning. Ain't no black church in America paying no black gospel artists to sing their songs at church on Sunday morning. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm torn with that. Like I don't know if a black church should be paying me on Sunday mornings to be singing my music. So I'm not saying that I'm totally bought into it, but I do know that in itself gives you a framework that white Christian artists and white churches are happy to do it. Like white churches are not even arguing against paying Christian songwriters and artists to sing their songs on Sunday. So that even in itself, that goes into the systemic wiring of what white people are raised thinking about business. They don't let their Christianity suffocate their business.
Man.
Man, this man stay starting stuff, boy. Kirk stay in the controversy starting stuff. I mean, some of that I appreciate, but this one I don't know, man.
What y'all think about that? Because just like I said, they do it if it's at a grocery store, at the mall, all that music you hearing, all them artists getting paid, publishing for it. Because I don't know if it's just because it's being used in a setting where money is being collected. Right. So if money's being collected, they feel like you're benefiting from the music because the music your customers like. And maybe they wouldn't be having such a good time in your store if it wasn't for this music that was being played.
Right.
So you need to.
That's right.
You in here making money, and these people. You need to break me off, just like a commercial. You know, somebody used your song in the commercial. Obviously, you felt that music would get the attention of the person to be interested in your product. You making money off of that. We need some of that.
Yeah.
So
the church doesn't make money though. The church is a nonprofit organization normally. They don't make money off anything.
That's true.
So that would.
But they collect money though.
They do.
And it's nonprofit money to collect money. And a nonprofit just means you have to report where all your dollars went. But you still bringing dollars in.
Yeah.
It's not a business, but
nobody takes those dollars home is what makes it a nonprofit. Like this money, if we had 80 grand collected to say, that 80 grand stays within that organization. We can pay for bills and salaries, but nobody can take a dime of that out and take it into their bank account. That can't happen. So that's the legal status of a nonprofit is nobody can take a dime away from that pot. It has to all go towards what that nonprofit.
But
they're not technically making.
No, but it still takes care of people's salaries, though.
Yes, it does.
And if the music is bringing people to the church in a sense, like, man, they sing these songs. I love the worship here, and they coming, and then the church is growing based off. You know how some people got them banging music ministries, and that's why people come.
Yes.
So
I'm not mad at them.
So like he's saying, this is already in play. Now this is Kurt Franklin. This dude knows the music industry, the gospel music industry.
Goat.
And he's like, this is already in play. And he's like, there is a part of me that's like, that's kind of cool. And here's the part that I think that's kind of cool. What if these Christian artists ain't making no money outside of the church?
Yeah, and they bless the church with that.
They not in the grocery store.
Yeah.
They not at the mall.
That's right.
They don't have no publishing coming like that. But here is an opportunity. And so he was saying the white churches are like happy to do that for their artists.
Yeah.
But
I wish he would say some. I wish he would just say some black churches, some white churches.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that'll help this conversation sound a little more balanced.
I know, but he know way more about that gospel industry.
Yeah, that's right.
That boy done traveled this whole country, and he done traveled a lot of the world too, doing this.
Yeah.
So I got to kind of take some of his word. He's seeing what he's seeing.
That's fair.
But how do y'all feel about that? Like getting publishing at church now?
That's tricky, dog.
I know that's tricky.
Because, okay, first thought come to mind without even diving in thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Music industry is entertainment, right?
Mm-hmm.
The point that Jay-Z put out an album is to sell, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what is the motivation behind you making a gospel record?
Well,
is because I've heard a pastor, a preacher preach on this, saying that the music minister is just as important as the preaching pastor or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the fact that he's supposed to be so in depth in the word that he's supposed to be writing to convict the hearts of man, to bring them to Christ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
So when you're writing, is your goal to actually bring somebody to Christ, or is your goal to go gold or platinum?
I think, man, we try to marry the two.
Yeah,
that's what
I said. It's tricky.
It is tricky because a record
because the church is not downloading Kurt Franklin off of Napster. You know what I'm saying? Or Tasha Cobb off of Napster.
Yeah.
They're actually buying the record, or they're buying the like instrumental or something, track like that, and then they're singing off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, so you've gotten paid off of the the download or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a thing, you know, BMI and all that. They track whatever's being played and all that. So you're getting whatever you're getting. You know what I'm saying?
It don't seem like it. Not if they give it to their choir and play it live. Like,
Well,
they don't have to buy anything to play a song they hear on the radio every 2 days.
But
just play it.
But a lot of people download the instrument because sometimes they charge you to download the actual instrumental.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily what anybody needs. If you give it to your music director,
They'll
he
just
takes
play
it to the band. They'll
Yeah.
just play it. You give it to your singers. They'll just sing it. They've been singing it all month. They know this song. So nobody has to track anything because it's all happening live on site. There's no way to track.
that goes back to my original question. Why did you write the lyrics? Was it to save souls or was it to sell records?
Well, you can say the same thing about a sermon, Buki. Why did you write the sermon? To listen, hear me out. You could say the same thing about a sermon. Did you write the sermon to save souls or to make some money? You wrote it to save souls, but the scripture clearly tell you, take care of that man.
Yeah.
Pay that man. What he did
But
is
you're not selling
valuable.
a sermon though.
You're not selling it, but
That's the thing.
church is being commanded, take care of that man.
Yeah.
So the same kind of conversation can be said to the songwriter. Hey, he did something that helps the body. He's helping it. Hey, pay that man.
If I bring Kirk in, I'm gonna pay Kirk to perform. You know what I'm saying? Like to do whatever you do.
Yeah.
That's why the church have concerts and different things like that. They pay the people. But if we're just taking a song and we're singing a song
yeah.
for praise and worship, I don't think I should have to zeal you. Just, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to zeal Tasha Cobb.
I know that feels funny
to sing that.
but
You know what I'm saying?
it's a function of the industry though, because if I take your song and say I cover your song, I still have to pay you.
That's if you're covering, and if you're covering a song and you're making financial monetary gain off of it.
Yeah.
If I'm posting it on Instagram, even now social platforms won't even let you post it now without getting approval.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you dealing with copyright infringement, trademarks, and all that when you go in that.
When they get approval, it's because the artist can get something out of that. You know, like the
Exactly.
songs that you can add to your post, they being tracked. Like, hey man, that song is going up.
Yeah. Make
sure that artist get his because it's viral on TikTok.
Yeah, because even doing, because I do the social media at our church.
Yeah.
Even if we have a track playing and I'm recording, sometimes it will get flagged.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have permission to play this on a live video.
What kind of music you talking about was be playing?
Like, if I take if we take a track, they're singing over a track. We might have some vocals. You know, the choir might be singing, but the actual vocals is taken off. But the choir might be singing, and it's being played and sung at church.
Yeah.
And I'm on live.
Yeah.
Or I recorded a video and I post it.
Yeah.
My video will get flagged.
Yeah.
And they'll remove it
Got
because
it.
they say you don't have
The rights
to play this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
That's tight, man. That's
It
a tough
is.
one, ain't it?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one because I'm like I said, if you're trying to help a like struggling Christian artist like that way, and this person is not all that, and you're trying to find ways to give them resources like that, but I think it's probably more so just business. You know what I'm saying? And people are like signed to these labels.
Well, we won't be singing anything in church.
If we had
you
to do
take out the what is it, the old holy song book, and you be singing out, you be like, man, I gotta pay Mahalia Jackson estate for this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you may have to.
And what's wrong with that is one question. What's wrong with that? That's not necessarily wrong.
Or sing the Bible. They can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can sing the Bible. Like, get yourself
America
out of
will
there.
find a way. Like, you got to pay us for that David track. that Psalms 194. you paying for that, brother.
Unfortunately, I agree. They would find some way, or your worship leader, and this happens at a lot of churches, happens at ours too, or your worship leader can write songs too, original music that y'all can sing. Man. You know what I mean? And
everybody don't have a Donna at their church though.
That's true. You know what I mean? Or Marcus. Yeah, you're right.
Shout out Donna and Marcus.
You're right.
Do you think they have a Do you think they have a point though that this song actually belongs to somebody? And the only reason why you're able to sing it is because they wrote that.
Yeah.
Do you think that somebody in the church would say like, well, you know, that's God's gift to the body. You don't get to make money off of that like that? Or
nah.
I don't know how I feel.
You can't gangster people out of that. Out of their you would hope, and I think this happens a lot, you would hope that people wouldn't run churches down and say, hey man, y'all can't be singing that. I've never heard of that happening to any church I was involved in, but I don't put that off. Like that wouldn't happen. I'm like, that may have happened. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Because that's how the stage plays get down. The stage plays, when you want to do a stage play that's been written by somebody, that's different, though. You buy it for $100.
Yeah.
To download it, you buy it. So it's like, okay, yeah, you can take this and you can do this with your youth group. You can do it exactly how I wrote it. We'll give you all the little props and how to make it work.
Yeah.
But it costs $100 to get it.
Yeah.
And we've always been able to say, they deserve that $100. Let's give them that and let's do the play the way the dude wrote it. We've always been buying scripts online for church plays, youth group plays, Easter plays. We've been doing that for a long time. So this doesn't feel very different. It just feels like it would be more expensive. So that's why we're like, nah, God don't want you to do that.
But to me, it goes back to your motivation behind it. Is it entertainment or is it ministry? That's my thing.
I think,
you know what I'm saying?
I think they all would agree it's ministry. And then the next question would be, does ministry deserve to be compensated or not? And most people act like they believe yes. They may say something different when they get a little tight in their pocketbook, but we all take care of our pastors. We all give something to the person who preaches. Most of us give something to the guest speaker who preaches. Like, take a little something, get you some chicken or something. Like, they give them a little something to say, you blessed us.
Which I think is fair.
Which is it's dope. It's common. It's very common.
He worked, and that's, he shouldn't be working for free.
And you can't apply that to the songwriter. You can.
I know, and
you know what I mean?
But it's like, why do we do that? Now, some churches will, have a budget and pay their musician, and then some churches don't.
So if you have that budget, you clearly have money set aside for what we do for music. So you can just add $50 a month to the subscription to CLI, and maybe that $50 a month gets you 17 songs you can play at any time, unlimited access.
Way more.
You know how this subscription stuff goes. Here's $50 a month, and maybe you get to sing these 12 songs. And if you want to add to it, there's another tier. You want to sing 100 songs, go up to 100.
That's wild, bro.
No, I'm gonna tell you.
We got the money.
Yeah, I was just saying, that's
I'm gonna tell
wow,
you,
bro.
Nah, that's not bad. Like, there is, like, when I create just stuff, I've even used it for us. There is a service where you do pay a monthly, and their whole catalog you can use for commercial use.
Right.
And so when I put it up and I put it on Facebook, never flagged, none of that. It
got
just
the license downloaded if you need it.
Yep. And it's all good. And when that feels better than, I don't know, just thinking how they gonna get money. If it was a subscription thing and you're really just paying for the publishing for all these Christian artists, that wouldn't feel that bad. Now the thing is that these Christian artists, and Kurt Franklin was talking about that in another interview, actually his interview with Lecrae, is like, they be done sold all they publishing. They don't even have no publishing rights. So we think the money going to that, but it's going to somebody cocaine habit. So that's something to think about too. Everybody don't own their publishing.
I believe if you're going to use somebody's music for commercial purposes or advertisement or something like that, you got to pay that bread.
Yeah.
But if I'm sitting in my car and I'm singing goodness of God, like I shouldn't have to.
You don't have nobody tapping on your window. Roll it down, brother. Give me
that's 30 seconds of singing. You owe me $50. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm feeling some type of way about that because, like I said, if I created it for the purpose of saving souls, and then and you're not the actual one that's performing it, and then you didn't made millions off of it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
I'm looking at their site right now. They got multiple users, a single subscription for your entire worship and media team. So they got a subscription joint.
How much
going?
You see the price. Let's see how much.
You got to talk to Tommy. They ain't giving.
They ain't gonna give me that info.
Call us. We got to get you on. Call us. We got to get you on the line.
Now y'all know, y'all grown men. Y'all know when y'all looking at something and they say, "Call us to get a quote."
I can't afford it.
I can't afford that. Whatever that is, they about to try to trap me in. I probably don't have it.
But I don't think cover bands pay though. They don't pay to use people's music.
Like a Guns N' Roses cover band, they do all the songs all across the country.
Yeah, they might.
No, because I've through my previous employment, like I would hire people, to come out and perform and different things like that. And just recently, we had a country music band come out.
Oh, I know you was thrilled.
Yeah. And so they did like cover songs, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they have to pay to cover a song unless like because it was an actual band. You know what I'm saying? So that's just saying like if I go do karaoke, now I got to pay $50 to do a karaoke song.
I don't think they go that far.
But I'm saying, what would be the difference,
but I think the cover band would, because they're going around collecting money, performing other people's music.
Man,
so at some point,
finish your thought, Jay.
What?
This thing $190 a year, dog. What are we talking about?
I think we could afford that.
I was not ready for that joint to be 6 cents a month. I was not ready for that.
Yeah. So
maybe I clicked on the wrong thing.
Nah, but if it's something like that in that range, I wouldn't trip. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'll pay that instead of my tithes that 1 month. Y'all don't worry about it. I got it.
But switching gears, I just want to throw this out there. What is the wildest thing y'all done seen on the internet this week? Go turn yourself in, because I know we all done see something crazy. What's the wildest thing? Mine is, and I hate to say it, y'all the same as I said last pod, my boy. I don't want to say his name, but my boy, he just out there giving me hood commentary that just warms my heart to all the strange videos. He repurposing all the weird street food videos, and I love it.
I don't know
my guilty pleasure, but go ahead.
That's the only one?
Yeah. I'm just, this week,
It's like guilty pleasure videos.
Yeah, the wormholes, so you could just get lost. I love looking at them cut the hoofs off the horses. They have it look. I don't know what that's so stupid when you say it out loud.
You got to shave the hoof down. I don't even know what that is. I've never owned a horse.
So they'll have a hoof, right? The horse will have a hoof. The horse might get a little hole in their hoof, and then if a rock gets in there, they'll start getting infected.
Gotcha.
And then that joint just ruins the horse's life. So the dude would come in, cut the joint down, get all the infection out, spray with an antibacterial stuff, and I'm sitting there glued to my screen like, wow, this is amazing. I just get lost. I just keep watching them.
Yeah, mine
is the one,
the antique ones. I was telling y'all that watching somebody like restore some like old can opener, like an 1800s can opener. He take it all apart, put it in the little chemical to make all the rust come off of it. Because I know at the end that bad boy gonna be shining, James.
He found that in the back of somebody's hoarder house. Bro.
Yes,
that joint was buried under a sink somewhere.
He gonna put every spring back in it and everything, and I'll sit there and be like, man, this is just, they get me, man.
I'm with you on that one.
I get
add that to my list, Doc. I forgot about that one. The antique. I thought you was talking about they was restoring them big old china cabinets or something with the fake green paint on the side.
Old toys or something, like, man, how you even know how to put that together?
Like a hole punch that was in the bottom of the ocean.
Exactly.
Super rusty. Exactly. I don't even know how you found that. But
and if boy put it in that liquid, boy, it's gonna bounce back. And I was watching dude clean carpets. Like super dirty, like rugs. For real.
No, it'd be like a Powerpuff Girl carpet, but it's black when he first started. You don't see nothing.
That way, you don't see nothing. And the boy just be buffing it, and you be seeing him the power spray, then he buff again. And I'm like, dude, I am wasting my life.
Do you ever
I was told not to waste my life. And I'm sitting here wasting my life watching that.
Hey, do you ever wonder, like, where are you at, bro? Where can you put that much water on the floor and just keep going?
And keep going.
Where are you at?
And they be in this little room, and I guess some of the test is once you don't see the dirt, coming out of it, you like, yeah, I'm there. Man, I seen this dude do like 7 to 8 rounds of just throwing some foam on it. The foam kind of grew. Yeah. He scrub it down, wash it, and do the whole process over and over again till that bad boy was looking brand new, bruh. And it was black. You didn't know what it was when he first said it.
You don't know what it is when it started. I'm with that.
So yeah, I get.
Y'all mess around with. Go ahead.
Man, I got 3 videos, type of videos I'm hooked on, bro.
Wormholes.
Here we go.
Man, the first one, I don't know why, but I like watching the videos where they take out the ingrown toenails. When they take out the ingrown toenails, man, they take the little blade and they cut the corner, and then girl be digging in the toe and then like take it out, and then I'll be sitting there thinking like, man, I know that feel good. What? When they finish, I like the toe be so big and puffy. You know what I'm saying? And then she get the little blade and cut the side and take the tweezers and dig in and take it out and then squeeze the toe. And I'm like, yo, I know dude feeling relieved.
Man,
I be home like, damn, I know it feel good.
Prepared.
Man.
I wasn't ready for that.
And another video I like to watch, man, I don't know why. It's the monkeys eating.
Yes.
Like when the monkeys be running around stealing, taking the bananas and running.
That was mine. That's yes.
Like,
yes, I like that.
I was watching one of those this morning getting ready. But I woke up like, yo, they just like took this whole bag of tomatoes.
Monkeys are amazing, bro. Man, I wish they ran around California.
It's
I
crazy
really did.
because I'm like, they just walking and it looked like the monkeys outnumber the people.
Yes.
And they just walking around with like hundreds of monkeys just running around the street. Like, yo, this is crazy. And I watch them joints.
Yes.
I'll be watching them guys that fix the dead green pool. The pool be just gross with algae.
Yes, I've seen that.
And they put so satisfying.
Man.
Put the chemical in there, get the vacuum in when that joint come out.
But I still be feeling weird though, James. Like, I don't know if I still want to get in that after and it be clean.
Ever again?
Yeah, but it's like if you knew what that water was looking like before he got started, I'm like, I don't know if I want to swim in that. It might be too many chemicals in that joint to bounce back.
I like to watch the little Asian people eat too. Like the mukbangs. You be like this little 4'2" Asian girl. You know what I'm saying? She weigh like 65 pounds, and she's eating like chicken legs, and she just put the chicken leg in her mouth and just sucking all the meat off. Like,
where they find them lobsters and stuff at? They be the size of a water bottle, man.
I be like, and they be eating these little sea creature things. I mean, hey, man.
Yeah.
I sit there. I want to turn, but my fingers won't move because I'm stuck watching. Like, is she really gonna eat all of this before the video end? Like, I be waiting, bruh.
ASMR.
Yeah,
they call ASMR.
Yeah.
My wife is into that, man.
I can't listen
and a cousin is into that. I've never understood ASMR, and I know there's millions of people who understand. I'm just not one of them, man. Right. I'm trying to go to bed. I don't need nobody like, listen here, man.
Well, that's
too creepy.
That's different from the mukbang, though. That's different.
I'm trying to go to sleep,
But
man.
you cannot be chewing in my ear. I almost whooped my kids when they used to do that. When my kids used to chew at the table, I'd be like, you got 2 choices. You can stop eating altogether.
Please.
Or you can close your mouth while you chew. Nobody wants to hear you eat.
Yes, sir. That's how I am.
I'm gonna whoop you.
They said we got a mental condition because we like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, I take my mental condition. I can't do it, bro.
Yeah. Nah, my mom used to.
All that smacking. Nah,
I couldn't stand when my mom would do it on the phone. This is when I was much younger, though, and it would be like, man, will you stop doing that? I'm really getting upset. Yeah, so That is a real thing. That is. So
I can't deal with none of that. Boki, I think you say you like the pimple poppers too. I can't take.
Oh, no, I don't
none
do
of
the
that,
pimple
dog.
poppers. I don't do the pimple.
okay.
I do the
of people
ingrown
do that.
toenails.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
that sounds worse though.
Sounds
He made that like that was even better. Like no, not the pimple popping.
I'm putting it out there so it
like
can
to see
affect y'all
affected toes.
algorithm. It's gonna be on all our listeners' algorithm. Y'all gonna see the ingrown toenail pool videos now.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You messing up
man.
algos.
I like prison stories too.
Prison. Oh, you know what? This ain't good, but because this just be making you more paranoid. but gang banging videos. God, dog. Let me turn myself. This week it has been gang banging videos. Now one dude is dope. This is a dude going around. He from some hood, but he go to everybody hood trying to tell them like property to buy. Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm in the Swans right now, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I'm right here. He show you the street and he's like, and he'll tell you the properties available. He like, this is available. That's dope. But because I think I was doing that, watching that, then I got to get the hood stories. And we in LA, man, there is a hood everywhere. Yeah. There's not a place where there's not a hood. And this dude going through breaking down all of them, like over here is this, that, and you got to understand that Pyrus is different than Bloods. And so you sitting around here just soaking it all up, and you be sitting around and I'll be like, man, I was just over there last week around the corner. Right. Like, man, I was just right there. Now it's making me more paranoid. I say, because when we get old here in LA, it's not to say that you should let your guard down or nothing. Like, you should always be cautious when you in rough neighborhoods. But when we got older, it's like you didn't run into foolishness a lot.
Nobody think you active. Look what you got on. You got on that Uber driver hat. Nobody think you out here active.
Exactly, right? And so you get used to that.
Yeah.
But you remember when we was in high school.
Yeah, man.
And everywhere you went, people was looking at you
where
like,
you
who
from?
was you? Exactly. Where you from?
Where your grandmama stay?
Exactly. All that, right? And then you get a certain age and all that stops. But guess what? Gangbanging ain't went away. It ain't went nowhere. And I was reminded this week looking online like, dang, brothers are still active and giving they all to it.
Yeah.
Like, and talk, and it's one dude who's not banging, but he go to all the hoods and he seems to have their respect. They know that he come in there to film and kind of document them. And he young and they give him a pass and all these, I'm talking about a gang of hoods. Like, that's what his whole channel is about.
Yeah.
And so you just, now since you watch all that, you just now, like I said, you now more paranoid. You like, dang.
Man, the voices on that joint used to be crazy too. It'd be like a certain voice you got to have. Like, Ronno had a problem with Thomas. When Thomas saw Ronno, then he went up to him, bang, rest in peace, Ronno. And then,
yeah, I remember the videos.
Like,
whoa. Videos, yeah.
That's not all. A bad drug deal goes down February 30th, 1988. Ricky V runs into Stone. Stone says, where you from? Ricky V doesn't respond.
Sound just like him.
Rest in peace, Ronno. Like, wait a minute.
Whoa.
Like, whoa.
Whoa.
And then they go all the way up to like.
And he give you hood history, though.
History, bro. Like I National Geographic.
And you know what's funny? Shout out to my boy Rich at the church, man. I hit Rich one day like, yo, Rich, Rich was like, Boog, I was on my way to that party that night. He said, I was on my way to the party that night when they came through.
Yeah, keep watching.
Yeah.
Keep watching them joints, Jay. You're going to find somebody you know on there.
Stories, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
I think that's what made me stop watching them because I was hooked for a minute too, no lie. I was guilty pleasure. And then I watched one of them joints and seen somebody we watched grow up and I was like, oh, this ain't funny no more. Yeah. I don't mean to bring everybody down, but I'm just like, that's what stopped me.
Yeah.
Because we from here. You like you said, keep watching and you gonna run into some oh man, I knew him. Yeah. And then it was like, okay, so this is real. And that's what they kind of got on him about. Like, yo, y'all out here really trying to make your clicks, get your clicks and your likes off of what we actually had to live and die for.
Bringing up memories.
You know what I mean?
To start those hood beefs again. Like, oh yeah, we never settled that.
Right. That is her baby daddy, huh? We need to go ride on that fool.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute.
Nah.
Yeah, it was wild.
It's this guy named Ian Black that I watch all the time on TikTok.
Yeah.
he defrauded like a whole bunch of investors, like almost $1 million when he was like 21.
Yeah.
And so he has a podcast where he talks to other criminals that serve time, and they just talk about prison, their prison stories. And man, bro, when you be like, I'm like, this is no place for a human being, bro.
Man, that's right.
When they tell their stories, like, bro, nah, you can't. Mm-mm.
But you can go deeper than that now, because everybody got cell phones behind bars. Boy, you can go and see a live powwow of brothers behind bars making food. Man, I done seen so many jailhouse videos of brothers making food, like bringing, like using one of the beds as like a
hibachi grill.
Yes, exactly, exactly. But laying everything out, and it make you wonder, like they don't notice that y'all doing all this stuff. Because I'm online and I'm at home in my bed, and y'all, and some of them be live, but a lot of the videos I seen, they was recorded, but the video still got to me. I'm like, none of the guards and stuff hear y'all and see y'all.
You don't smell the hot, the hot Cheetos frying in it. The hot Cheetos with the pickles and the sausage fried in there. Like, man.
And I be
they
tripping.
They making enchiladas.
Nah, I seen one video where dude was under the stairs and he was like grilling chicken. Like, and they was telling people, oh no, you gotta go down the other stair. You know, he down there cooking. Yeah. Like they had a little fire thing underneath the steps, and he was like grilling chicken on the stairs.
Well, I was using the stairs.
Yeah,
using
like,
the stairs,
bruh. The stairs was like the actual grill. And he was like. What? And they pay big money for that. So
yes.
At this point, I think they just like, yo,
like whatever.
Y'all.
They not killing each other. Let them have it.
Let them have it.
That's probably what it.
Brothers be having TVs, bruh.
Yeah,
just running. I be like, man, I don't know. I mean, I know jail is still jail. That ain't gonna feel like home.
Yeah,
and you gonna get tired of probably watching TV. But just think, man, you're in the cell and you could just see TV. You got a cell phone. You talking to your people at home. I'm like,
you know who a cook? You know who got a cooking channel too?
Ooh.
TikTok. OG TikTok, Gospel Gangsters.
From Gospel Gangsters from 2Gs?
Yeah, he's a cook, a prison cook, like in the cell.
In the cell.
Really?
He got, man, I was like, because I be hitting you. I'm like, yeah. Dude be having like Kentucky Fried Chicken. He be having pizza. His girl bringing. I'm like,
how's this happening? I'm just sitting at home.
I'm like, I'm at home eating this fried bologna sandwich. You locked up. You got a 10-piece family meal and some pizza. Like, how's this happening?
They doing some amazing things in prison right now, and I'm like,
gold chains, gold watches, Jordans.
I've seen some brothers being clean too.
Yeah,
like
that was it. They be clean.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, shout out to TikTok. Hope you get home soon, bro.
Anything else wild on the internet?
Man, that was so many, bro. I can't. I know I do. I listen. I watch a lot of the big wave surfer joints, and they terrify me. They be on 40, 50-foot waves. And I grew up at the beach, so I enjoy the beach. But I'm talking about a regular little 5-foot wave is fun for me. I can't imagine these dudes. One of them was on like a 60-foot wave. You can see it too. He's a little speck. And the top of the screen, you looking on your screen. The top of the screen is where the white water is about to break. And the bottom of the screen, you can't even see where the waves stop at. And this little bitty speck is like flying across the screen. I'm like, bro, you're crazy. But I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off. Those are dope too.
You know what's crazy since you said that? Them videos from the North Sea. When the ships.
Yes, bro.
I'm like,
what's that?
The North Sea, like the most dangerous sea on the planet.
Would they be flipping or something?
Nah, it's just I guess they're cargo ships and they have to go through. But the waves come on the boat. And then, you know what I'm saying? They're like white, and they be holding on to stuff so they don't get.
Yeah, I can't do
that.
And
I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm sweating.
Yeah, like
they finna die.
Like, bro, I don't care how much you're gonna pay me. I couldn't do it.
It's super.
That's not my job.
Yeah,
they get a lot too.
Yeah. Then you got to.
They make a lot.
This is the most dangerous
job.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm good, bro.
I got some wormholes. Like you said, that's silly how you said we not supposed to be wasting our life. You went John Piper with it.
Yes.
He told me don't waste my life.
Don't waste my life.
But this horse need this hoof cut off. This hoof need to be clean.
Nah, it's just funny. Really, you know, because we grew up in the TV era, right? Before the internet, right?
Yeah.
But it's like we have traded that time we used to just sit there and watch TV or watch a show or whatever with scrolling. You know, if we be honest, it's like if y'all have like screen time and it start telling on you like, Gerald, you want to see how you spent your time this week with your phone? I'll be like, no, I don't want to see it. It's going to be horrible. But sometimes I've seen it and it'd be like, man, on average, you didn't spend like 4 hours a day scrolling. And I'm like, yeah, but I probably spent the same amount of time coming up watching TV. You know what I'm saying? Easy. That's 4 30-minute shows. That's easy. You know what I'm saying?
That sound like Friday night. Exactly. That's the lineup. That's the Urkel and them. That's the lineup.
But it's crazy that we traded that. Not totally, because we still watch our shows and stuff like that. But it's kind of like some days I ain't watched television.
Yeah.
And I just been on the internet being entertained. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know.
The algorithm is crazy though.
It is.
When they came up with that algorithm, so they just go feed you what you want to see, and you can't get off. It's like, you be like, man, all right, I'm about to go to bed. It's 8:30.
Yeah,
you look back up, it's like 12 o'clock. I didn't watch like 20 people feet get healed. You know what I'm saying?
That's sad, but it's true, Bookie. They got us, man. They got us, James. I don't know what we gonna do, bro, because you're feeding me stuff that I actually want to see. You know what I mean?
And I think that's the difference between TV, because on TV you gotta watch. You know, you gotta watch whatever's on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Before we didn't have that choice. Before all that streaming, so it's like, okay, yeah.
That's why we were sitting up last pod talking about them shows. That wasn't because we was watching all of them. Some of that our grandparents was watching, our mamas was watching, our aunties, uncles was watching that. That's why we ended up watching them shows.
Nickelodeon, we ain't had no choice at night. Nickelodeon, we can watch all the Smurfs and Snorks and all that we would have watched during the day. But Nick at night, come on, that's mom's time, and we was in there with moms watching Donna Reed, bro.
Straight
My
up.
3 sons. You know what I'm saying? That was her time.
Well, another thing that's always been coming up online is good relationship advice. That's another thing that comes up. And there was this video where this lady was just pretty much giving you, I guess, the rundown of the signs of a good wife, like a wife, like let me just run the video.
All right.
See what she says. Hold up.
7 signs she's wifey material. Y'all ready? Let's get into it, family. Number 1, she's attractive to you, even when she's not all the way dolled up. Number 2, she is compromising. Number 3, she is supportive. She's your cheerleader. Number 4, she stimulates you intellectually. Number 5, she's ambitious and hardworking, but you do not feel that you guys are in competition or that she's in competition with you. Number 6, she's empathic, caring, and compassionate. Number 7, she's disciplined. She works to improve herself, keeps her foot on the gas pedal without anyone having to tell her to. Number 8, she is classy. A woman you can take it to any environment and she makes you look good. And it's not just about how she looks. Number 9, she makes you feel special. It ain't all about her. Number 10, she holds herself to a higher moral standard. She takes accountability for her actions. Number 11, she's an effective communicator and knows how to hold a safe space for you.
Hey, I can't front. I think she nailed all of those.
Yeah, she did.
There was nothing I disagreed with.
Not at all.
Sign me up.
Yeah, no arguments for me there. And any man, single man that's looking for a wifey, I think she's on to something. I think that what she just dropped was what we are all looking for. And if you didn't consider one of those 11 things, I think that won't hurt. And nothing that she said. People say some wild stuff online when it comes to relationships or whatever. But that clip right there, I think that young lady nailed it.
Man, the roles done reversed, man. I blame Meg. Meg done had us like 5 hot girl summers since we got outside from the coronavirus, ever since we got back outside, has been hot girl summer. So now the roles is reversed. Now the guys are all saying, I gotta find me somebody that's worth settling down with. And a lot of the girls is out there saying, I just wanna hoe out for a little bit. Yeah. I don't really want no husband. I'm like, man, it's weird. I know a lot of us that were womanizers, we caused a lot of this stuff. So we just reaping the results of just.
Why? Because you think you made them
Well, we just kept doing them so wrong, and it was like, all right, well, the two can play that game, and you don't want me long term. I don't want you long term either.
I don't think they can play the game though. I think they could talk the game, and I think it could be. There's some special cases, some real damaged women out there that can ride it out and just be evil as all get out. But I think just men and women are built differently, and you can't just they can't just divorce their feelings from all these interactions without it doing some damage. And I think men, same way, but because men are the typical conquering type, they can do that much longer and really not feel the way. I'm not saying it's right, but I just think we're built different emotionally. And a woman can't keep carrying on. I hear they talk that talk, but after a while, they can't keep that up. Some men will keep it up till they hit in the grave. And have you ever seen that dude, that old player dude that got the finger waves? And I forgot his name. He got a finger. He an old player though, and he be coloring his face. And they always bring him up as a joke, and he always be doing this,
rubbing his hands
and all that. But I'm just saying, he is typical to me of some dude that's gonna womanize or whatever until he in the grave. But I don't see as many women doing that at his age. Like, I'm gonna do it too. I'm not saying it's impossible.
Bless your heart, boy. I don't know where you been, but I think they wild outside.
Nah,
I don't know where you been. Have you heard their anthem right now? Their anthem is like 7 p.m. Friday, 95 degrees. I ain't got no man, ain't no man got me. Like that's where they at right now. Now that's a certain girl, right?
Let me tell you.
But come on, Jay.
That's in every generation, bro.
I know, but that's happening.
No, I'm just saying you're saying that like that wasn't happening when you was young.
It wasn't the same.
Man, we had Lil Kim. Shut up, dude. y'all talking about Meg Thee Stallion. Nigga, we had Lil Kim. What is you talking about?
We did.
Every generation didn't have that. You know what I mean? And
but I think it's different because she wasn't really talking about hoeing. She was hustling
dudes though is the same thing.
But
she's talking about hustling dudes.
But it wasn't it wasn't Sexy Red. You know what I'm saying?
It absolutely was. It was the same exact thing. She was like, I'm going to let you do what you want to do, and you're going to buy me this mink and this Rolls Royce.
Yeah, but I know
these are descendants.
But it's a little Kim. That's a fact.
That's what they are.
But I think that what they weren't talking about hoeing around the city though. It was like, I got a man and he gonna do this and do that.
She was saying, I got your man too.
Y'all remember this song? I'm gonna be a freak until the
right.
Yeah.
What is she talking about?
Same
new thing. This ain't new. Ain't nothing new under the sun. First of all, stop it.
I don't think
just repackage.
I don't think it's the same thing, dog.
See there? That's that generational bias.
Nah, it's not the generational bias.
But what do you think is different? Because I might agree with you. What
because
do you think is different?
I guess because I work in the social services area, and so I'm seeing these girls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're not the same girls that I grew up with.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we had girls, it was certain girls that you was like, oh, she got an old head, dude. She's 16, but her boyfriend 28, 30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she had a sugar daddy, this and that. To me, it was more like, sugar daddy kind of stuff. Like,
I hear you.
I'm with this dude because he breaking bread.
Yeah.
These chicks out here not getting nothing. This is the $40 girl. You know what I'm saying? Generation. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Cash out me $40.
$40 and we gonna have fun.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
These girls out here talking to, bruh. I'm like,
I don't think I'm disagreeing with you. I think here's what I see.
These girls is different.
It's probably worse, but
that's all I was gonna say. Like, if back
free sex. I mean, sex with, you know what I'm saying, premarital sex and premarital sex. You know what I'm saying, and all that. But these chicks now, they're glorifying it like, no, I didn't slept with 6 dudes this week. You know what I'm saying? And like females,
that wasn't as prevalent in the Lil' Kim era. Like she was the pioneer of
all
that.
these rap, even the hip hop guys nowadays. Like, I can't respect the female rapper because this is all they're talking about.
Yeah.
Back then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had the Foxy Browns, you had the Lady Rages, you had all of these people.
Yeah, the mix.
And they were rapping, you know what I'm saying? And they were talking about some crazy stuff.
You still got the Rhapsodies and all the people now.
But I'm saying now everything you turn on is about, like, I'm doing all of these dudes. This city girl booming or whatever it is.
Hot girl summer, city girls.
Crazy, bro.
They championed it. And it's like, so here's the only difference. The only difference I think, Jay, is the what do you call that? The quantity of it, like how widespread it is.
I agree.
So you still might have had to kind of tone it down a little bit if you listened to Lil' Kim and wanted to live out that Lil' Kim life. So I would say, like, for every 10 girls that I dated in my teens, only 2 of them was a player.
Got you.
Only 2 out of the 10 was a player. I would ask the guys nowadays that's in that same mix. I mean, like, really trying to be in that mix, clubbing, and, you know, getting numbers all the time and meeting girls on Tinder or wherever they at, Bumble, whatever, Hinge, and really trying to be a player. I would say they probably meeting they match like 5 or 6 out of 10 times. They like, oh, I done met my match. I remember when I was dating girls and I'm like, oh, I done met my match. Like, I'm not her only dude. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I know, like, she just as savage as I am. It was rare for me to find that. And when I noticed it, I was like, whoa, like, I don't know how far I can go with this if you're going to be just as savage as me. That's like that. That seemed like the average girl at the club. Not every girl. I'm talking about the girl that's at One Oak. The girl that know the girl that knows the schedule for the clubs. Like, Monday night we go to the Townhouse. Tuesday night we go to the whatever. Wednesday night we go to One Oak. Yeah. Thursday night we go to, you know what I'm saying? That girl, she is just as savage as the average dude at this point. Maybe like half of them. It was rare when I was out there, and I don't think that's rare no more.
I just watched a video. I just seen a video of a girl rapping on IG, and she was rapping about giving Joe Biden fellatio.
Nah.
She got the itchy scratchies. That's for sure.
And I'm like,
she got the itchy scratchies for sure.
Yeah. Like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah. And so it's the volume of it. Like, it's
I would agree. I would agree.
It wasn't mainstream. We had to sneak and listen to 2 Live Crew.
That's true.
We had to sneak and listen to Lil' Kim.
That's true.
Meg is on your corporate commercial right now.
Meg is twerking at the
DNC.
At the Harris.
So you better, buddy. That was not a
Don't
good
that
look.
feel a little different? Like,
it's way different.
They can be that bold.
For sure. It's grown.
We thought Lil' Kim cover with her legs open was like, oh man, you see, this is pornography.
I'm gonna tell you,
it was.
Yeah, for us at that day, these chicks ain't got no clothes on they covers now.
I know it's been said over and over again, but Lil' Kim ruined herself, bruh.
Oh yeah,
that young lady was nice looking as she was.
Yeah, she had the girl next door vibe.
She did.
She had a girl next
she
door vibe.
really did. Now she looked like an emoji. And I'm like, that's not a good look. And then the reason I feel bad about it, because I feel like that's what the industry did to her.
Think so?
Trying to keep up, and you know, with Michael Jackson with the face and crazy, with it. Which brings up this next little clip we have of what did he do? He asked his date not to wear makeup? Is that what it? Let me run it.
Yes.
All right. I got this question now. How much are you supposed to disclose before you start dating somebody? Let's just say, hypothetically, you missing a limb. Are you supposed to tell the person, like, y'all ain't never met, y'all ain't never went out, or whatever, and do you think that would be important? That I'm missing a limb. Yeah. All right, let me just run this. This is a video. You know them videos where the people be right there in the moment and they recording it on a date? Check this one out.
Oh my God,
man! All because I got one hand. He don't want to go. He want to. You. Oh my God! It's pissing me off because I was born like this.
Come on, but you didn't tell me about it though. Like,
it don't matter.
Okay, that's some shit.
It's just a fucking hand.
I'm saying, but you didn't tell me about it though. Like, why are you? Come on, like you recorded me and shit. Like, man, you didn't tell me about your hand.
Bro, this act like he's
that fine.
You
told me how you look.
You act like you that fine.
Come on, man. Is you serious right now, man?
You a bitty little boy looking raw.
I'm saying, but
that's
why
what you is.
Come on, why are you trying to like? Come on, don't do that for real.
Man, I'm doing that, and I don't give a.
I don't want to take you out because you didn't tell me about your hand. You should have told me about shit like that.
Just a hand, boy.
Wow, dude. Come on, don't do that, man.
I was born like this.
Come on, don't do that.
It's like I'm tired, bro. Is this how God made me? This gonna be my life?
But what I'm saying
you ain't even
is,
give me a chance to get to know me. It's more than me.
You told me about everything else but your hand, though.
Because I don't gotta tell niggas about my fucking hand, boy.
You should have told me about it, though.
I ain't gotta tell you.
If I ain't had no eye and I ain't tell you about that, you wouldn't want to know that, right?
Man, it ain't even that serious.
I'm saying,
okay,
but I'm just trying to take you home, though.
But
like,
it's an eye.
That's what talked about.
This is just one hand, man. I still got my other hand.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, man. I got a baby that got two hands.
Why she making like, okay.
But I feel like you can't.
She was like, well, if you talk about an eye, that's different. Why she kid herself right there? She was like,
man, straight up, I'm not going to waste no time. I think that is something that you should say.
If you missing a whole hand, like, you got to tell me, bro. You know, like, for real. Like,
but why, though? Why, Mookie?
Because I don't want no surprises, bro. Like, I don't want to reach with your hand and then be like, oh, snap. Like, now me the whole day, I'll be thinking about, like I'm stuck.
I don't want to reach for it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm stuck at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you got, like, that's something you got to tell me.
I ain't gonna lie. I think that's fair. That's for real. And I understand her position. Like, you know, this is just who I am, and I want you to like me for who I am, despite, you know, my hand, you know, situation. But I think if she would have told him, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah. Let him decide.
Yeah,
bro.
let him decide. He would have been like, man, she seemed cool.
Send me a picture of it.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I thought that's what you was gonna say.
No.
Hey, like, honestly though, because it's different levels to missing a hand. You know what I'm saying? Like either like your hand is gone or you got like the little nub things on it. Like,
I knew this wasn't gonna go well. He want to know if it got moving nubs on it or not. Is it just gone? Is it just gone? Or it got? I knew this wasn't gonna go well. Look. I think it's a fair statement. My goodness.
Hey, man.
I think it's a fair ask to be like, hey, because he said, like, if I'm Slick Rick with it and I got a whole eye missing, I think I'm going to tell her.
Yeah, she was like, oh, that's different. Did you hear it? She was like, oh, that's different.
That is not different.
That was not different. Hey, but that's the part that you gotta be honest about. She has so many opportunities where she knows she should have said something. It's like, do you want to go play miniature golf? And like, well, no, I know. Well, you had so. What? Hey, do you want to go bowling? Like, she done turned down all them
kind of dates.
Why you turning down everything physical?
Yes.
You don't want to do nothing? Well, I'll tell you later. But I don't. No, you had so many times to.
And it's not, and it don't have to be a make or break. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at least let him know. You know
let him know and let him decide. And I think most guys, if the person is cool, men are gonna have some physical attraction to the girl. So he sees her face. I'm assuming that, you know, they may have met online or whatever. Of course, he hadn't seen her in person until this moment. And so he liked what he saw.
Yeah.
That's how he made it to the date. And I think if she would have probably told him, he would have, I don't see him like not trying to date because of that.
Yeah. but it's just some things you just can't bring that. Like, it can't just be a shocker. Like, you know, I'm handing you like some flowers, and then you gotta like catch it with your elbow, kind of. You like, bruh, you can't. Nah,
I need to know. I need to know that.
Yeah, I need to
coming
know
into the situation. Either one of them.
Because it then like the whole date. Now you're focused on like, dang.
Yeah.
Do I hold her hand? Do I try to hold her other hand? You know what I'm saying? Like you're thinking about all of this stuff. Let me had already thought about this.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Before I got there.
Before I got there.
And like, cause man, let me tell you, men, if the woman is beautiful, a lot of times men don't care.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all.
Because I know a man that had a woman with no legs, and he was just like, yeah, I'm still going to, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, like,
a man gonna still date her. That's all you saying.
Exactly.
That's not gonna stop a date. But if you sneak it on me, and just like she did in the video, and just be like, just put it in his face like that. Ooh. He like, man, he like, why are you doing that? like
why does he think that's what happened?
No, I'm saying, no, she did that. She did it in the video. I'm saying, go back and look at the video. She put it in his face just like that in the video. He like, man, why are you doing that? And I think it was either one. It's not just a woman should tell. The dude should too. If that was his situation, he should, hey, girl, let me just let you know. And give her a chance to decide.
Let it happen naturally. Like if it come up, like, hey, what about if we go, like we could go to the lake and we could like do some like a rowboat. Like let's get a row. You'd be like, well, hey, let me tell you straight out
right now.
I don't have the ability to do no rowing.
Yeah, I think that would be.
What you mean? Like this is the time to say, well, hey, I had an accident or I was born this way. Whatever it is, like it's when you know that whenever, this is one of my rules, whatever you needed to say that you didn't say, when I go back and rehearse that, I feel different about you.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to remember that moment that you was supposed to, like, this is where any normal person would have said that.
Yeah.
When I asked you if you wanted to go miniature golf, this is where you would have said, well, I only got one hand, but I think I still beat you. It's like, and play it off, laugh it off, and be like, what you mean you only got one hand? No, for real. Like, I was born one hand.
Because at the end of the day, if he's that, you know what I'm saying, just that kind of guy that don't want to date you because you missing a hand, like you don't need to be with him anyway.
Exactly.
Don't you want to know that?
Yeah, but you want to know it. You know what I'm saying?
Get that out the way fast.
Because I'm gonna be honest. Like if I was in a dating world, and a lot of people do online dating, this and that, and it's easy to get catfished. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
But if I'm talking to a girl and I pull up and we've been talking and I pull up to the crib and you come out in a wheelchair, it's like, bruh, you should have why we didn't have this conversation? I planned on going dancing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know, bro, and let me make
first thing this dude is worried about is him going dancing. When he's like, dang, I can't.
That is a regular date, though.
Yeah.
We can't put on our dancing shoes.
I set this up for us to go do a samba class. Like, it's a real date.
I hear you.
I
know you clouded, but I'm like, I really thought about this, and you done threw...
Yeah, the whole wrinkle of the plan, and now it's like, you know what I'm saying?
But then at the same time, it's like, so you do have this, handicap, if you will, for lack of a better word. So now it's like you're forced to wear that and tell people that before you go dating. You know what I mean? Like everybody, that you going to, I gotta tell them, and it's easy, I think, for us who don't have it.
Of course.
To be saying, but I'm saying that even if I did, I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to sneak it. And I most definitely don't feel like I would want to sneak it.
If you're trying to save yourself from heartache, you are you shooting yourself. This is backfiring. You're not. This is not going to save you because you see what it gets. Yeah. So you're probably better off weeding out all the people who cannot handle that.
That's true.
Early and often.
That's true, John.
Like because the deeper I get into this, the more I'm gonna want to go online and cuss you out because this keep happening to me. You got to think about that, sis.
Yeah.
This keep happening to you because of the way you playing this game.
That's good.
You playing this game wrong. If you just got to own it, man. You see people who have certain things going on, and we fools, we would laugh at this stuff if it was us. Yeah. We would have to. That's how you laugh or cry. Yeah. That's how we cope.
Yep.
Right? So if you're going to cope, you're going to be like, by the way, I will still beat you in miniature golf, but I only got one hand.
Because if it was one of us, I'd be like, and James was going to like, say, James, did you tell her you only got one hand?
Yeah.
I would, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I would say, yeah.
Like,
I
she
feel
know
that.
you got one hand? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are conversations we would really have.
You're right. You're right.
And so it's just not like we're just saying this. This is like who we really are. Like, even if, say, like, if I was singing, I was like on the verge of trying to date somebody, getting married, I would have to let them know, like, yo, you know, I got high blood pressure.
Yeah.
She might not want to deal with no illnesses when we get married. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sleep with a CPAP machine.
But where is the limit though? You know, because some people think, like, especially if within the Christian context, you know, a lot of people dating to be married. They go as far as like asking people about their credit. How y'all feel about that?
Man, all of that is important, bro.
Yeah.
All of that is. I don't want to. Like, I would tell my kids, don't go into no relationship without knowing the person. We need a whole background check.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Because that's important. You go in there to a marriage and your spouse, your soon-to-be spouse got a 212 credit score, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's in debt. He and she way in debt. That's something that y'all gonna have to tackle together. You know what I'm saying? Like, now if you love a person, is that a deal breaker if you really love them? You know what I'm saying? So you have to throw all your cards on the table and find out what are deal breakers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and if a missing hand is a deal breaker, that person really, I don't think it's really love then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that.
You should be able to get past all of that.
Like, in her defense, she probably just been striking out so much. She's like, just get to know me first. Like, this might not be a deal breaker if you knew who I was first, if you knew how I got down first. But I think most of us are going to say, like, how you reveal that tells me a lot about who you are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just, I don't know how else to feel. I ain't never had to deal with this.
You're right.
But how you handle this situation tells me a lot about how far I want to go with you too. So it's like, if you're going to own it, maybe I can own it with you. But if you can't own it, how you expect me to own it?
Yeah.
If you're not okay with it.
A missing hand not a deal breaker for me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, a missing hand is not a deal breaker for a lot of men out there. I know, as long as this person is cool and it's somebody that you're attracted to and you love them, it's like,
now if you one of them women that we see that got fake teeth and got all these wigs put on and you put on makeup, you like a totally different person.
Yeah.
Now that's like, nah, bro.
And that's, you know what? It's a lot of that out there. And me personally, I was never attracted to that. You know what I mean? And it's some aspects and you'd be like, you know, you could see why men, like, she look cool. Like, but when it's too made up, you be like, especially once you've seen them videos where
that's what I'm saying. You look like
they did their makeup, and you know which ones I'm talking about, and you be like, man, she look cool, but man, all that stuff got to come off.
She look like Fire Marshal Bill, and then when she get footage, she look like Nia Long. You
exactly.
Like, going on?
Like, whoa.
Yeah, nah, that's not.
But you know what? Bro. You know what though? The brothers been getting them back with them haircuts. You see the brothers with
the man units. I don't like when they be flipped backwards like that, bro. I feel weird. Jay, don't they be flipped the other way for a long time? Like, hurry up and put that down, bro. I don't feel good about that.
But brothers is out there, boy, getting the man units, and they looking the part too. I'm like,
I ain't had no hair since 03. I might give me an S-curl again. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I see the dude with some full waves around. Yep. Like, I always wanted waves.
Go get you some
before. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, know what's name?
I might not even tell wife. I might just show up at the crib. She wifey think I went to work, and I'm gonna come back with some straight New Edition waves. Oh my God!
Don't what's name be having you cracking up when he put on his locks wig? Kept on stage when he put on that locks wig.
Man,
he be having the locks going, he be shaking them. I'm like, boy, you an idiot for that.
Nah, that's our time, fellas. I feel that's it. So it's only one more thing to do at this point. Grab those glasses again. Appreciate y'all listening. Please tell a friend, somebody that you know would benefit from our foolishness. Please let them know. That helps. Lock in, and now we're also on YouTube. So you can catch some of these episodes now on YouTube for the people who are like, what happened to YouTube? Well, we on YouTube too. Raise the class. We all fall, but we say don't trip. We all been called, but all stall a bit. We all stand tall until that time we slip. Just admit, without the grace of God, I'm really bad at this.